Elvis and the Diamond Bracelet. Have you ever heard the story of the time Elvis Presley gave away a diamond bracelet to a little girl for no reason at all? In this video, you'll hear the touching true story of a chance encounter that shows a side of Elvis you rarely see. No press, no cameras, just kindness. This is one of those stories that reminds us why Elvis wasn't just the king of rock and roll. He was also the king of heart. But first, a short intro about Elvis and his shows in Vegas. After years of focusing on movies, Elvis returned to life performing in the summer of 1969. His residency at the brand new International Hotel wasn't just a comeback, it was a musical revolution. July 31st, opening night, the largest showroom in Vegas was packed. The audience, a mix of celebrities, journalists, and lifelong fans. When the lights dimmed and Elvis stepped out in his black karate-style suit, the roar was deafening. In the early Vegas years, Elvis often opened with "That's All Right," his first ever single. But as the 1970s rolled in, something new built the suspense. The house lights would go down, and the sound of the 2001 A Space Odyssey theme, also Sprach Zarathustra, would fill the room. From 1969 to 1976, Elvis performed more than 600 sold-out shows in Las Vegas. These weren't just concerts, they were cultural events that shaped the future of live entertainment in the city. Let's go back to 1972. The Las Vegas Hilton was glowing under the neon lights. Inside, the lobby was full of life. Tourists, fans, hotel guests, all hoping for a glimpse of Elvis Presley, who was in town for another legendary run of sold-out shows. Every night, the showroom was packed. People flew in from around the world just to see him live. His presence turned the entire city electric. But that day, in the middle of all the glamour and noise, something quiet and beautiful happened. A little girl named Lily was standing in the hotel lobby with her parents. She was maybe 8 years old, small, curious, and clinging to a red autograph book, its pages still empty. It was her first time in Vegas. First time seeing anything like it. She'd heard stories from her mom about Elvis, about his voice, his style, the way he made people feel. But to Lily, he wasn't real. He sounded more like a fairy tale prince than an actual person. And then he walked in. Elvis Presley, wearing a crisp white suit with gold details, and that quiet confidence and his smile that made him seem larger than life. He was surrounded by his entourage, and people immediately started to murmur and point. But Elvis's eyes found Lily. He noticed her, just standing there, small, silent, hopeful. He broke away from his group and walked straight toward her. He knelt down to her level. "Hey there, darling," he said with that soft southern drawl. "What's your name, honey?" She looked up at him wide-eyed. "Lily," she whispered. "Lily," he repeated with a smile. "That's a beautiful name. You want me to sign that book?" She nodded, speechless. He took the red book, pulled a gold pen from his jacket, and signed his name with a graceful, practiced flourish. And then, something happened. He looked down at her wrist. It was bare. Without a word, he unclasped the diamond bracelet from his own wrist. It was delicate, white gold, lined with small, sparkling diamonds. He gently took her hand and fastened the bracelet around her tiny wrist. "There you go, honey," he said. "Now you've got some sparkle too." Lily didn't know what to say. Her mother was frozen, stunned. It was a moment Lily would never forget. But Elvis, he just smiled, gave her a wink, and stood up. And then, as if it were the most normal thing in the world, he walked away. That was it. No fanfare, no announcement, no camera crew rushing in to document the moment. Just Elvis being Elvis. And for Lily, that moment changed everything. She never sold the bracelet, never bragged. To her, it wasn't about the diamonds. It was about the kindness, the attention, the magic of being seen. Because in that moment, Elvis Presley didn't see a fan. He didn't see a kid in a crowd. He saw her Lily. And that's what people who knew Elvis always said. He didn't just perform for the crowd. He connected with individuals, one soul at a time. Vegas was as much about the spectacle as the music. Elvis's jumpsuits, designed by Bill Ballou, became part of his legend. From rhinestones to capes, they screamed showbiz. He was charismatic, unpredictable, and magnetic. Sometimes he'd joke with the audience, forget a lyric, or break into laughter mid-song, and fans loved every second of it. Elvis Presley's Las Vegas years were a dazzling mix of rock, soul, and pure magic. The king may have left the building, but in Vegas, his voice still echoes. Elvis understood his audience. Vegas shows were a carefully balanced mix of classics and newer material. Suspicious Minds became a showstopper. He'd stretch the ending with playful fade-outs, making the crowd think it was over, and then bringing it back again. Polk Salad Annie showed off his energy and those famous karate moves. During Love Me, he'd hand out scarves to fans in the front row, a tradition that became a signature of his Vegas shows. Amid the bright lights and big sound, Elvis also gave his fans deeply emotional moments. Ballads like The Wonder of You and You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling showed his softer side. And then there was Bridge Over Troubled Water. When he sang it, you could feel the room hold its breath. These performances proved Elvis was more than a rock star. He was a master storyteller through song. So yes, Elvis wore rhinestones. He sang with power. He packed stadiums and changed music forever. But sometimes his most unforgettable performance happened in silence, in a hotel lobby, with a little girl and a bracelet. If this true story touched you, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more touching and heartwarming stories like this. Do you have a story about a celebrity encounter or unexpected act of kindness? Leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. And I have so many real stories about the sharing, beautiful man called Elvis Aaron Presley. No fake stories about Elvis. And if you love stories like this one, don't forget to subscribe for more true tales from the golden age of music. Thanks for listening.